This is a good one, Hammer. This is the fight. I reckon this one and the next one were the fights that when I picked up the program for this in the early days, I went, I'm really looking forward to this. This young bloke, Matty Bune, we love him because he's so well put together. He will fight anyone. He's great to watch, Hammer.
Yeah, definitely a fighter that is always bringing the action. He's always bringing the excitement to centre ring. Matty Bune.
The champion, Sean Clancy. By Gundale Demolition. This bout we contested over 5 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner with a fight record of 58 fights, 21 victories, 8 by way of knockout. He stands 178 centimeters tall, weighing in at 63.4 kilograms. Trained out of the staunch top team. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, representing Australia. Please make some noise for Matty Staunch Bune.
The Aussie on screen, challenger.
And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a fight record of 47 fights, 35 victories, 30 by way of knockout. He stands 179 centimeters tall, weighing in at 63.25 kilograms. Trained out of Muay Thai and Siam Warriors in Ireland. He is the reigning, defending CMT 63.5 kilogram champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Clancy.
Real character, this bloke, Clancy. Current title holder at 63.5 kilos. Brad Vicali bringing the two men together. An epic mullet on Matty Bune. Fantastic. The mullet v the top knot.
Old versus the new.
I love that the Aussie has the mullet too. It makes you go for Matty Bune, doesn't it? No, we're impartial cage side.
In the event of a knockdown, I want the fighter on his feet to go for furthest neutral corner.
Brad Vicali is always brief with his instructions. We'll be ready to go, folks, in just a moment's time.
Sean Clancy from Ireland. Last time out, commentating an Aussie versus Ireland fight. There was some conjecture and some insults perhaps thrown my way via the internet.
Oh, really?
So we welcome them.
What happened?
I think people get confused. They hear voices, they hear 2-3 voices, and it all gets levelled back at me. But listen for your co-commentators.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. I'll lead you off. We would have had a discussion. But Sean Clancy, I love his fighting style. High respect for him.
He has about a 75% KO rate out of his victories too.
He is the current reigning champion, Matty Bune. I know he's going to bring the action. He's going to bring the forward momentum. As we said earlier, we're going to see two willing fighters mixing it up. And here we go.
Here it is, folks. The CMT lightweight title. Bune from Australia in the blue and Clancy from Ireland in the red. Mark the Hammer Casanini cage side.
Well, the 1-2 from Clancy, straight through the guard, chopping low kick, mixing his levels, his combinations up now. Bune firing out the straight right off his rear.
Again, we see the step up in quality straight off the bat. The guard is tighter, the techniques are tighter as well. As Bune slips under Clancy there. Turned back around, Clancy goes to chop the lead leg, but Bune's not there when it's delivered. Feeling out process, as we so often see at this stage, but good signs for both camps early, Hammer.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing as well that you'll see, all jokes aside, with Matty Bune, because his hair is of that style, whenever he gets clipped, even with something quite small, the movement will be quite dramatic.
It looks big.
Yeah, any fighter that fights with long hair, you fight the guy with a bald head, even if he gets clipped, and the guy with the long hair that gets clipped, the punch will be the same, but the aesthetic reaction could be a lot more.
Hence the top knot for Clancy, who cops a cute little jab. One thing I've noticed watching Matty Bune over the years is he tends to lean in a bit at times.
Definitely.
I just wonder if a lead uppercut might be a good
Clancy's
option for
got
Clancy.
it. Oh, spinning elbow, beautifully done. Sean Clancy, kick to the face.
Clancy
They're bringing my
already cut.
favourites out already.
Already cut by a left hook, it seems, Hammer.
Yep, it's been cut over the brow.
When you get cut, do you know instantly that you've been cut?
I think you do, yeah. You feel that warm feeling sort of around the area. And you're like, yep.
And it hurts like hell.
Yep, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, modelling days are over. Pushes forward, Bune. Looks great when he hits straight, Bune.
Long straight punching, Bune. Clancy in turn, he's got the power and the level changing working well for him. They tangle right in front of us in our commentary position. Knees to the body.
Gliding on the fence of the two, and Brad Vicali comes in and says, boys, time to work apart. Very interesting first round in this 63.5 kilo title fight at CMT 10.
Talking about cuts, when you do, there's the thing when you get cut, and you know there's something not going to go quite well for you. But then there's the other side of it, when you cut your opponent and you see that blood, it gives you that extra 5%. You're like, all right, I've got something to work on here.
Words from a former Australian cruiserweight champion, Mark the Hammer Castanini, as Bune again. Someone complains about perhaps an errant finger.
Just give me a towel.
Perhaps thumb or fingers gone stray.
Look, it is something that I know Brad Vicali details in his briefings, but at the end of the day, in these gloves, really difficult. And no one intentionally goes, well, hell, I'm going to, especially at this level, I'm going to poke the other bloke in the eye, do they?
No, it's unfortunate because when you, especially with the hook, when they throw the hook, your thumb is sort of almost in that position. If you get, and the same with the right. If the right glances off, the thumb's a little bit out, but it's not really tucked hard. Even the knuckle, even that part of it will clip the eye.
It doesn't matter if you turn your knuckles or if you look that way.
It's hard to hit with the front of the, always hit with that very padded part of the glove.
Back underway, thundering kick from Clancy, who again chops Bune, who backs up momentarily, the Aussie, but he pushes forward again.
You've got to pay the aggression of Clancy as he pushes Bune back.
Signs late in that round that Sean Clancy is going to step it up with the cut.
Yeah,
and perhaps try and bully
Clancy's going to know that he's got a cut. He doesn't want it to get too much worse. So there's a bit of a sense of urgency now in the red corner.
Can you get too cut focused on either side, like either hitting the cut or worried about the cut?
Yeah, not something like that. It depends if you know, if it's a gaping, I suppose, gash, then there would be you know, sense of urgency, but that's nothing of real concern.
Yep.
Matty Bune,
let's have a look at highlights of the first round of this lightweight title fight. Beautiful spinning elbow there.
I don't know what it was. I think it was the spinning elbow that actually caused the cut.
Absolutely good pick up there from our...
And again, look at that, Clancy giving one back of his own.
Team in the truck doing very good work here.
Push kick to the face, just glancing.
Early days for Bune. I think he did well first round against a quality opponent.
But as you said, though, Bex, I think he's going to step it up. Sean Clancy, I think he's going to just put the pressure up a bit now. He's had a chance to look at Matty Bune.
Does fighting overseas for long periods of time affect your pace and the way you approach? I think because Clancy spent a lot of time in Thailand.
Yeah, look at he's going to be used to that slow start, first and second round, but he's stepped it up now because this is a totally different animal. This fighting style, small gloves, cage, you know, heavier on the hands. Obviously, the Muay Thai is more body, you know, more kick and grapple. In Thailand, it's more kick and grapple orientated, whereas here you've got a contrast. It's all about the punches and elbows mostly, and you know the kicks probably play a bit more of a lesser degree.
I reckon much of that's in the mind too, though. We've seen some dominant performances tonight from strong kickers, and off the back of strong kicking.
Definitely.
Stoppage of Jun Lee.
Rocky Bune.
Rocky Bune, one of the best young kickers I've ever seen. Round two of this one, folks. 5-3 for the CMT 63.5 kilo title. Sean Clancy with his back to the camera of Ireland. Matty Bune from Australia, also from Australia and a former champion of this country in the cruiserweight division, is Mark the Hammer Castanini.
Thank you, Bex. And again, they tangle. Clancy locking a solid clinch on. Centre referee Brad Vicali breaks him. Wants more activity and gets it.
He looks trim, Brad. He looks well.
Slim trim Brad Vicali.
Very straight again. Good work from Bune. Clancy trying to close that distance.
Look at that step left hand, and he goes to for the ripping liver shot. Matty Bune.
Real game of chess, this one early in the second.
Locking down knee for knee. Doing quite well in the clinch as well. Not getting thrown down at all. Matty Bune, so good clinch work from him. 1-2 low. 1-2 low again. Clancy chopping the leg. Matty Bune getting the leg up high. Trying to counter. Clancy now upping the pressure a little bit. Big knee to the body. Big knee to the body again from the Irishman.
Putting some power into his shots as the Irishman, but we knew Matty Bune wasn't going to go anywhere. He's a pest of a fighter. He's very technically sound, but he's also a pest.
Matty Bune putting on the knee guard and getting thrown down off it. So he's backing up a little bit now, Matty.
It just doesn't look like a fighter who has a 50-50 record.
Yeah,
Matty Bune, does he?
It's because his fights have all been close. You know, that's not a true indication of his ability. Once again, a big thank you to our sponsors, Harley Heaven. Also, Johnny and the crew, JPS Coatings. If you're in the building game, check them out, JPS Coatings.
Gasoline Alley, Harley Davidson.
Gasoline Alley, Harley Davidson.
You're stuck back up in your hood near the gym.
I'm all over the place.
All over the place.
Gasoline Alley, of course.
Beautiful knee from Clancy into the bread basket, and that hurt Bune, but he's not showing it, but you just know it did. And
Chops
now
low.
the Irishman's starting to really load up on some shots.
Just pushing forward, playing aggression and chopping down low. We've seen that a number of times tonight, where they, especially from the Skitzer, he was employing that tactic beautifully.
He's
1-2, so jab cross up high, chopping inside thigh or chopping outside thigh. So the level change and the combination work is certainly premier tonight. It's beautiful.
A real turn up in intensity from the champion, who's pushing the Aussie challenger onto the cage, working levels nicely. Bune fires back, lovely jab there, but cops double low kick from Clancy. With 10 to go, will the champ step it up and claim the round decisively?
Spinning back fist, spinning elbow. What an exchange!
To finish round two. Went up a level from both of them, but
fantastic
would you
stuff.
agree that the champion perhaps had the 10-9 over the
Yeah, I
challenger
think
there?
just aggression, forward pressure and aggression, work rate. Bune not having that length or not having that space to get away the long shots. He was crowded. Clancy kept the pressure on, shut him down, and had more scoring shots in that round.
2 cuts now. 2 cuts.
But he's not having it all his own way, and he's not having it easy, the Irishman.
No.
Sean Clancy. Matty Bune doing himself and his corner. Very proud indeed.
Matty Bune he's leaving himself open because he's coming in with 1, 2 or 3 shots, and then the hands will drop momentarily. I think Clancy on the counter could be a danger.
Yeah, you see the corners like an F1 pit crew in the corner. They're working away, trying to get their fighters recovered, ready to go again in what has been a hectic battle. 2 solid cuts over the eye there of Clancy, over the right eye.
I'm watching the Boonshoe corner, Josh Fruin in the face of Sean Clancy, and the instruction is the hands up, the hands up. Obviously aware of that straight punching power of Bune.
Yeah, but definitely don't want those cuts joining up. That would be nasty.
Wow.
There's been I'd say the spinning elbow, and then the hooks have opened him up. But
and he values his looks, Sean. He does. He does. He happens to fancy himself quite a handsome gentleman, so maybe, I don't know, that adds to the rogue Irish nature. Either way, love having him here. Love having you here, wherever you're watching. CMT 10. This is the title fight for the 63.5 kilo, the lightweight title. The Australian challenger on screen to your right there, Matty Bune, and the title holder all the way from Ireland, but he's pretty much an Aussie, Sean Clancy.
Loves the warm weather.
Both lovely blokes, and Bune had a plan from the start, and that left leg kick, spinning elbow from Clancy, who cops a head kick to the guard in return.
Sean Clancy throws a head kick of his own.
Works the inside thigh.
And once again, I've got to say it, matchmaking cannot be faulted on this card tonight. The matchups have been just on point all the way through. Every fight has been absolutely supreme.
The straight punching of Bune and the work rate and
chops
leg
out.
work.
Look at that power
of
down low.
Sean Clancy.
Right on that gasoline alley. Harley Davidson
Making up for
logo.
it. I like that.
Gasoline alley.
Yeah.
Oh, chops away, chops away. Chops away. Have
Could
a
we
look
see
at
a leg stoppage here, Hammer?
Oh,
Inside and
Tanya,
out.
I
It's
reckon
getting
it's not going to
hammered.
be far off. He's in pain now. He's in a bit of bother, Matty Bune. Clancy's going after that leg with the clear intent. Bends him back, sends him down. Domination now by the Irishman.
You've got to feel that Bune's only way out is to get on the offensive himself. He can't be bullied by the champion.
Well, he needs to
into a
switch back.
stoppage.
Yeah, he's got to definitely switch back off that low kick too. Leaving it out there. He's heavy on that lead leg because he's focusing so much on his hands. So obviously when you're throwing the big punches, the weight is transitioning down on that leg.
Yeah, planting the feet.
And Clancy's reading it well. So every time he goes to throw a punch, he's kicking the leg underneath. So
And at will, inside and out, is Clancy. Really classy on the legs there.
Yeah.
Bune, though, we know one thing about him. He's pretty tough.
Clancy's took the first round to have a look at it all and establish a plan, and now he's working at a treat. The Irishman is all chopping low. You can hear that one. You could feel that one. We're so close. Knees and knees all day.
Against the fence is Bune, and the Australian is hurting late into this third round. If he gets past this, there's 6 more minutes of punishment to that lead leg. He still favours it, though. He still puts so much weight on it, Hammer.
Yeah, just Matty Bune now is that pain, the crippling pain that you feel when you have a cork thigh.
We haven't said the H word yet. Hematoma.
Hematoma. The crippling pain will be just resonating through his whole body, and his energy will become zapped because when you have an injury like that, your body goes into preservation. It starts to really try and protect that injury, so his energy levels will be getting zapped as a result.
All eyes on that lead leg of the Australian, who squares up to try and give it a little bit of protection. And that suggestion of Mark the Hammer Castanini could just be a natural neurological response to receiving pain, much in the way that you turn your eyes away, the average person, to strike to the face. And that's the end of the third round, folks.
Matty Bune looking like he's well and truly in the wars.
We'll see something here, Hammer, that Sean Clancy not only went to town on the leg, inside and out. You've noticed something?
Yeah, no,
Huge amounts of ice.
They probably should have got the ice on there straight away. A little bit, Jed and Cav just telling the guys to get the ice straight onto that leg.
There's a spinning elbow, beautiful. And then he goes to town inside, outside on the leg. But later in the round, when Bune closed the distance to try and negate the kicks, he said, fine, I'll knee you there instead.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll see, as we saw with Schizo earlier, when he was trying to chop the inside thigh, this was the result that he was trying to get. But obviously...
Started too late.
Yeah, and I was going to say, obviously, Termine, his legs are a lot more conditioned. Although you can't really condition an inside thigh. You can condition your outside thigh.
Yep.
The inside thigh is never really possible.
My inside thigh's in great condition. But the other thing is, you'd suggest that I think Sean Clancy, pound for pound, has probably more power than the young Schizo as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just his transitioning, and his balance is a lot better.
That exchange that came close to us, the inside, outside thigh kick in the space of 4 seconds.
Yep.
That's as beautiful to me to watch as so many other techniques. Amazing stuff. Matty Bune, what's Jen Kavanagh saying right now?
He's going to have to try and... They're going to ask him to check those low kicks, but I think his leg will be that damaged that he's not going to have the fast twitch. Muscle fibers aren't going to be able to fire as quick, so he's not going to be able to have that reactionary technique to check the kick. So his movement's going to slow. His head's going to become easier to hit. And Clancy, if Matty Bune hasn't got fluid movement, Clancy's going to have his way with him in this round if he's not careful.
2 rounds to go, folks, if it makes it that way for the CMT 63.5 kilo lightweight title here at CMT 10 cage side with Mark the Hammer Castanini. My name is Bex Tui. Thanks to Gasoline Alley. Brad Vicali kicks him off, and we are set to go. 2 more rounds to go with the Aussie in blue and heavily behind on the scorecards, you would think, Hammer.
Yeah.
Clancy opens up predictably, smashing that lead leg again.
Hardly worrying even about throwing up high, which is clever. He's going to get stopped if he doesn't fire back now, Bune.
Clancy has not thrown a punch in the opening 30 seconds of this fight. It's all knees and kicks.
Knees for days from Sean Clancy. Knees for days. Matty Bune biting down on the mouth guard. Couple more kicks and it's going to be all over.
This will be stopped, folks. If Matty Bune makes it to his legs, he is a warrior. But I tell you what, Sean Clancy's only going to do one thing, isn't he?
There's no way you can protect that anymore. There's really no... he's going to get kicked in the leg one more time.
Brad Vicali says one more chance, and Clancy goes to the bread basket. Knees to the body, knees to the body. Kicks that leg again, twice, 3 times. Bune not fighting back the Australian.
Pure heart, ladies and gentlemen, representing his country.
Clancy now, sensing the end is nigh.
Surely.
Kicks away, it's going to get waved off. Couple more kicks. Clancy just needs to step back and attack the leg if he can.
Moments away, you would think.
Watching Vicali telling Clancy, watch your head clash.
Moments away, you would think, from defending his CMT lightweight title, the Irishman.
Oh.
A takedown from the Aussie.
Good. Go at the front kick.
Matty
Took out the supporting leg. And that is where it's going to end if he keeps kicking away at that lead thigh.
Let it go. Fight.
Very kind there.
Chops away, chops away, chops away.
And
it's all over,
folks.
Sean
Sean Clancy is still the CMT lightweight champion.
And a polished performance.
Talk about having a fight plan and sticking to it.
Yeah, look at frustration. Frustration from Matty Bune was he's got to be proud of his effort, but definitely Clancy just sticking to the plan. Found the opening and just drilled away at that thigh. And when the legs can't move, the body's going to be falling down soon.
Just broken down was Matty Bune, but he's a tough SOB, and to everyone from Staunch who's watching, he did you very proud.
But again, another hectic battle. What a matchup, once again. The CMT title stays well and truly around the waist of the Irishman, Sean Clubber Clancy, as he does the jig in centre cage. Once again, a big thanks to Gasoline Alley.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up, bout number 10. Here at CMT, all thanks to the service squad. The bout was stopped by your referee, Brad Vicali, in a time of 1 minute and 47 seconds into round number 4. And still, CMT 63.5 kilogram champion, Sean Clubber